We live in interesting times. You're watching Eagle News International Switzerland edition. I'm Christine Benedicto. Today's news headlines: an informative gathering of Filipino overseas foreign workers in Moscow, Russia. Africa's longest suspension bridge inaugurated in Mozambique. Europe joins the celebration of the 45th anniversary of the Iglesia ni Cristo's youth organizations. In lifestyle, the Nest Museum in Vevey, Switzerland. Coffee prepared the Italian way. The delicious waffles of Belgium. In sports and technology, a run for peace in Ethiopia's capital. Portugal holds the 2018 Web Summit. Far away from their home, Filipino overseas foreign workers in Moscow, Russia increase their knowledge about their own country. Our Russia Bureau reports.
Moscow, Russia's capital city, is around 8,000 kilometers away from the Philippines. For the Filipino overseas foreign workers who are in Moscow to work in order to provide for their families, every occasion that reminds them of home is always welcomed with enthusiasm. Through a program called Kapihan sa Pasuguan of the Philippine Embassy in Moscow, they are able, for example, to stay updated on what's happening in their home country. An event explaining the history of the Philippine peso recently brought Filipinos together. The activity allowed Filipinos not only to gather, but also to learn something about the evolution through the years of Philippine banknotes. They saw the banknotes, different forms, sizes, and materials, as well as how people and events have influence on them. The banknotes express national identity and history. Those who attended this event appreciated seeing their countrymen as much as gaining knowledge about their home country. From Moscow, Russia, this is Amy Coloma, and I'm 1 with 25.
A historical bridge is inaugurated in Mozambique.
Mozambique's President Filipe Nyusi, officially opened not only the newest and now the longest bridge in Africa. The Maputo-Katembe Twin Tower Suspension Bridge stands 141 meters above Maputo Bay and stretches 3 kilometers in length, adjoining to the district of Katembe. The spectacular bridge, which resembles the iconic Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, is expected to promote tourism in Mozambique. It will reduce the travel time between Mozambique and South Africa significantly.
A ponte irá permitir a explosão do ecoturismo e turismo de praia e de lazer, com a reserva especial de Maputo e as praias da Ponta de Ouro, Ponta Momolo, Ponta Malungani e Machungolo, a cumprirem o seu papel de produzir riquezas através do turismo.
É uma grande obra, não é importante só para Moçambique, é importante de facto para toda a África. Está-se a falar de ponta a ponta, né? Daqui para o sul, vai-se até Durban, vai-se até Cape Town.
Its development was financed by China and was spearheaded by the Chinese company Road and Bridge Corporation, which cost a staggering $785 million. President Nyusi was also joined during the momentous occasion by Su Jian, China's ambassador to Maputo. Joy was evident as spectators celebrated this historic occasion for their country with happy cheers and dancing.
Moçambique inscreve-se hoje com letras douradas na geografia global, com a inauguração da majestosa ponte Maputo-Katembe e, através dela, reclama o título de país que é dos elos que facilita unir o sul ao norte, com a maior ponte suspensa de África e uma, como ouvimos dizer, das 70 maiores.
It was truly a day for celebration as Mozambique has finally gone into the history books as having the longest suspension bridge in Africa. For Eagle News International, Switzerland edition, I'm Ace Chumiko, 1 with 25.
Unmarried members of the Iglesia Ni Cristo in Europe celebrate, and here's why.
In this society where technology plays a big role, where the lifestyle of millions of people is showcased online, and where competition could be so fierce, what values does today's new generation of teenagers and young adults give importance to? On the 45th anniversary of the organization for unmarried members of the Iglesia Ni Cristo Church of Christ, celebrations took place around the globe. In Athens, Greece, for instance, there were indeed lots of games, food, and happy conversations to share. It was great fun indeed, but the main message today's new generation received was to remember the biblical teachings and to use them as their guide in their daily life. From cities such as Paris, France, to Geneva, Switzerland, Brussels, Belgium, and Athens, Greece, this reminder is what the celebrants cherish the most.
Those were today's news headlines. Stay tuned for our lifestyle, sports, and technology reports.
Welcome to Lifestyle with stories on what to see, learn and experience in continental Europe and Africa. Today let's talk about food and some of its history. Time to visit the Nest Museum in Vevey, Switzerland. Here's Theodolin Baisa with the report.
Ever thought of the history of the types of food available out there? Did you know that the birthplace of many of our daily food items is Switzerland? Yes, it is where 150 years ago, Nestlé was born, in the Swiss French region of Vevey. And its Nest Museum gives you more than a glimpse of its history. It takes you on an interactive journey through time and of discovery. To start your tour of the museum, pick up one of their headsets for an audio guide in your language. Then, head to the first part of the museum, a 20-minute multimedia animation going through how Henry Nestlé invented the famous baby formula. The second portion of the museum takes you through a collection room, a forum, a vision room, and a mini fabric. You will see that every image display tells a story. The vision room has plaques for you to discover the meaning of each logo. The forum serves as a game section good for kids. After the tour, you can go shop in their boutique or have a snack at their cafe. Or why not try their famous Sunday brunch? I hope I convince you to visit this amazing museum. Till next time, I'm Theodolin Baisa from Gstaad, Switzerland, and I am 1 with 25.
Those who like to drink coffee at different times of the day, did you know that there are a multitude ways to make one? Let's hear more from our Italy Bureau.
Hi there, or should I say ciao? Let me ask you a question. Are you a coffee lover? Are you the type of person who cannot start his day without a cup of coffee? And stay tuned because today we will show you all different types of Italian coffee that you can order at a typical Italian coffee shop, or as we call it, al bar. Let's start with the simplest one, espresso. You can choose between ristretto with 1 ounce shot of espresso and lungo with 2 ounces of espresso. On top of each of these, you can also request your espresso to be macchiato, which adds a layer of foamed milk to your coffee. Espresso is served on a tiny cup like this one. Another popular choice of coffee type, and surely renowned all over the world, is cappuccino. Cappuccino consists of a single espresso on which the barista pours hot foamed milk. It is served on a larger cup, like this one, and you can request your cappuccino to be either ben caldo, meaning very warm, or chiaro, meaning with less coffee and more milk, or scuro, meaning with more coffee and less milk. Next we have caffè latte. This type of coffee has 1/3 espresso, 2/3 heated milk, and a little foamed milk. This coffee is served in a tall glass like this, and caffè latte is similar to latte macchiato, which is warm milk with just enough coffee to stain it. Macchiato means literally stained. El ginseng is a caffeine-free hot beverage which is prepared with ginseng extract and needs no other sweetener. Ginseng naturally increases energy and will make you alert. It also helps with digestion. Making café al ginseng is a perfect hot drink after lunch and even after dinner. So, next time you're around Italy, make sure to visit an Italian coffee shop and pick your favorite drink. From Rome, Italy, I am Jeromia San Vicente Abad, EBC Italy Bureau Correspondent, and I am 1 with 25. Ciao!
Now, let's head to Brussels, Belgium to taste the country's famous waffles. Sherilyn Paras reports.
Hello everyone, I'm Sherilyn Paras and I'm standing right now in the center of Brussels, the capital of Belgium. I wanted to ask you, what is the best thing to do at any time of the day or at any period of the year? Well, for me it's easy, eating! And I guess no one can deny the fact that food keeps us happy. And that's what we're going to do today. So let me introduce to you one of the most famous food to eat in this country, the Belgian waffles, or called in French, les gaufres belges. Follow me!
Do you know when the waffles were first made? Well, it was in the Middle Ages. They were sold as crispy and rich street-side snacks outside churches here in Belgium. And since then, waffles stayed popular all along until our days.
I'm sure that many of you think that there is only one type of Belgian waffles, but this is not the case. In fact, there are 2 types, the Brussels waffles and the Liège waffles. But what is the difference between them?
The Brussels waffles are more of the crowd pleaser. It's crisp on the outside and airy on the inside. It uses tin yeast leavened butter, and that makes Brussels waffles lighter. It's more rectangular with deeper holes and smooth defined edges. Most of the time, it's served with a bit of powdered sugar on top and it just melts in your mouth. What about the Liège waffles? Well, they are the tougher, younger siblings of Brussels waffles. They come from the city of Liège in eastern Belgium. They are made with dough that is used for making bread. Pearl sugar is mixed with the dough, and once cooked, the pearls just totally melt and caramelize, forming big bites of crisp. Each bite of it will reveal its dense, sticky texture and sweet taste that just brighten your day. What's nice about waffles is that you can buy them anywhere and everywhere here in Belgium. On the streets in the middle of the city, outside a train station, near luxury stores, in restaurants, well, you just find waffles in every single part of the country. They're eaten immediately with your hands after making them, and no need of maple syrup like shown in some movies or series. Actually, the waffles don't need any sweet toppings because they simply taste like pure happiness all on their own. But well, for those who want to pamper themselves with several waffles, they have a lot of choices for toppings. Whipped cream, chocolate, caramel, ice cream, or different fruits, or you can even mix all of them. Make room for your imagination.
Those 2 types of Belgian waffles couldn't be more different. They both possess their own irresistible qualities. However, what I can share about my taste is that I always prefer the Liège waffles, because that's what tourist trucks across Belgium usually sell. But not until I finally tried the Brussels waffles and totally fell in love with it. How about you? What would be your favorite? If you decide to pass by in Belgium, do not hesitate to buy both. It's a must if you come and visit here. In the middle of Waffle Street, I'm Sherilyn Perez for Eagle News, and I am one with 25.
Those were today's lifestyle stories from continental Europe and Africa. I am Man Glauser and I am one with 25. Next, sports and technology.
Hi, I'm Carl Benedicto for Sports and Technology News. Thousands join a run for peace in Ethiopia.
Reconciliation and happiness were the key words during the first joint sporting event between Ethiopia and Eritrea after years of war.
በጣም ደስ ብሎኛል። እንዴት ብዬ እንደምገልጽልህ አላውቅም። ከርቅ የበለቀ ምንም ነገር ከፍቅር የበለቀ ከደስታ የበለጠ ምን ነገር አለ በዚህ ምድር ላይ እና በጣም ደስ ብሎኛል።
To celebrate the historical reconciliation, this 10-kilometer run was organized in the Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa, where thousands of participants from both countries took part. This was only a one-day event, but is hoped to be the start of a long-lasting peace relationship, with the new Ethiopian Prime Minister agreeing to settle the years-long border dispute earlier this year. The two neighbors reopened their borders, paving the way to reestablishing the relationship.
በጣም ደስ ብሎኛል። እዛ ድንበር ከመከፈቱ እዚያ ወንድሜ ምናምን እዛ ከ20 ዓመት በኋላ የሞቱ ስላሉ እኔ ገና ስላለ በጣም ደስ ብሎኛል ድንበር መከፈት።
Hopes are high that this run, held on Ethiopian territory, won't be the last one, and will be held next time in Eritrea.
The 2018 edition of the Web Summit took place in Lisbon, Portugal. John Kevin Glauser reports.
If you are interested in technology, the Web Summit is the event you want to attend. This year again, it is hosted by the city of Lisbon in Portugal. This conference on technology is the biggest of its kind in Europe and is an event not to miss for all the firms and startups from the technology industry.
Web Summit is the world's largest gathering of entrepreneurs. We've attendees from all over the world. It brings together more venture capitalists than or ever gathered anywhere else in the world. They come from China, from Silicon Valley, from Paris, from absolutely everywhere.
Thousands of entrepreneurs from all over the world gather there hoping to get the attention of potential investors.
We've made a big effort to bring female engineers and entrepreneurs from all over the world. I think for sure this is the largest gathering of female entrepreneurs in the world, and that's quite special. We've volunteers from exactly 60 countries around the world. Those are students who are not yet working or building companies. They're currently studying computer science or engineering, and they've flown here from almost every country you could imagine.
All visitors have an interest in technology, either being part of a company or not.
Most of the companies here are not the big companies. They're actually the new companies, the most exciting companies coming out of France, Germany, Japan, China. And many of the people here, whilst they'll listen to the debates, some of course will participate in the debates about the current generation of large technology companies. Most people are actually here because they're either part of a new company or they're interested in what these new companies are doing. And that's the epicenter, the nucleus of Web Summit.
Important topics are being discussed during this summit, focusing on the future with large technology firms and the possible policies to control the pros and cons of fast technology progress. Technology is an important part of our society and has day after day more influence on it. That can explain why the Web Summit gets more attention every year.
That's it for today's sports and technology news. I'm Carl Benedicto and I'm one with 25.
That is today's Eagle News International Switzerland edition. Thank you for watching and join us again next time as we bring you news that matter to you from continental Europe and Africa. I'm Christine Benedicto, always one with 25.